Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. And hokey smokes, each and every one of my Patreon patrons, you are beautiful and awesome people. Thumbs up and thank you. Without your help, life would be a whole lot more difficult. So thank you so very, very much. It is definitely appreciated. I was going to thank people for having left comments, but I kind of forgot everyone who left comments. But one person who did leave comments was, or a comment was, Ice Damon. I don't know how to pronounce that properly or fully, but if you see this, thank you so very much. I did see the comment that if you didn't leave in the past 24 hours, my memory, you have left a recent comment. Thumbs up, thank you. Everybody is appreciated. Well, hokey smokes. I actually slept last night. Once again, gabapentin for pain and melatonin to help me sleep, and I sleep 6 hours approximately. Not fully, not completely, but more than I do without. So thumbs up on that. The big thing though, I'm on 3 days before my procedure, before I go in for my colonoscopy. Now, I did call them up to make sure that this was covered through the VA. Now, the reason I had to pay for my prep to get ready for it was because I said it would be okay to use over-the-counter stuff. The VA doesn't pay for that. As a courtesy, the third party that does all this gets together a packet so that we as individuals don't have to go out and purchase a bunch of little pieces at a bunch of little places to get what they want us to have. So they get it together, they send it to us. It's just for convenience. We have to pay for it out of pocket. That's okay. Once I knew that the procedure was going to be covered by the Veterans Administration, that was my big worry. Everything else was, that's fine. I mean, $40, that's more than I really need to spend, but I can accept it. Life is life. But on day 3 of before my procedure, I got to stop eating raw vegetables or vegetables with seeds. Got to avoid corn, popcorn, berries, nuts, seeds. They've mentioned seeds twice. And stop any fiber supplements. So I got to start eating really low fiber stuff today. Tomorrow is continue a low fiber diet and avoid foods with seeds and nuts. The day before my procedure, no solid foods, clear liquids only. And then a clear liquid diet for the rest of the time. And then I got to start taking the, gosh darn it, I'm going to say it is bisacodyl because the tablets, they're the laxatives, thank you. And then a big old drink that I got to drink the half of it to get my bowels running, and then I got to finish it off tomorrow, not tomorrow, the next day of the procedure, to make sure my gut's cleaned out from here to the other side so that they can stick a tube up there and start grazing off all the polyps I'm bound to have. Hopefully none of them are cancerous. It's been 6 years and I was supposed to have a 6-month follow-up. Time flies when you're having fun. But that's life. The other thing that's been really, it's funny and it's frustrating and horrifying all at the same time. I can't show you a whole lot of this because it's got information on it that I'm not supposed to show around because it's, passwords and such. But I got a letter from the Bremerton Housing Authority, and they're the people that do you run through, give them what your income information is so that they can figure out on a sliding scale, how they can figure out how to subsidize you. But they need you to go and do a portal on their website. Well, there's a portal on their website. You need to go there and then register. They give you a code to register, and then you can get in there. My computer here would not do it. Still doesn't. I don't know why. I use Chrome, and I've done it on Firefox too. But you enter in the information, and then I get to the bottom of the page, and then the form dies. the whole thing becomes unclickable. I can't do a thing with it. So I tried it on my tablet. Same thing. I tried it on the community center thing. Managed to work through. By community center, I was with a caseworker, and I was on her computer. And then we typed in the information and then followed all the instructions. And then when it got to finally register my information, it said, oh, you don't need to register. You've already got an account. Okay. So we go to log in. We enter all that information in, and it says, oh, you can't log in. You need to register. So I can't log in because I need to register, and I can't register because I need to log in. So, they say if you have any problems, go to the portal for the portal, and there they have help. Well, when I went there, it is a bare bones little page, and the biggest piece of information that it has is the frequently asked questions, and it is like 4 questions on how to register. So that's useless. Absolutely useless. There's nothing on their will help you page that covers anything at all. But there is a phone number. So I called the phone number, and it goes to the voicemail of the one person who's in charge of this, where I was able to leave my message. Now remember, this is supposed to be done by the 2nd, and I can't do it. And I can't contact them. So I've done what I've done. I've talked to them in there. They know that I'm doing what I can do, so yay on that. Past that, I have just been surviving, doing what I can. I've been going out on walks when I can. I have been trying to play games when I can and do such. I have a fair amount of screenshots that I've been taking of Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, but only a few of them have been any real good. Mostly the Fallout 3 ones were just places where I was just so thoroughly depressed. I mean, I've talked about how, I love the Fallout games, but the mood can just be so oppressive that sometimes it's just too frickin' much. Like this one scene where there is, off of a road, there is like a vehicle with the long trailer behind it crashed. And then in front of it, there's the larger adult skeleton, and then the slightly smaller adult skeleton, and the skeleton of the child. And it can just be too much. I mean, as much as I like the Fallout games, it does rub in your face that billions of people died in nuclear fire that day. There may be funny things happening, but it's not funny. Not when you find all these bodies everywhere. And I continue to find new things, of course. Now, new places where there's somebody who found themselves trapped, and all you find is skeletal remains and the weapon they used. It is sometimes just mega oppressive. I just wanted to bring that back up because I have had points of great victory and points where of great anger against things. But behind that is just that oppressive atmosphere. So, I mean, I can somehow understand why Fallout 4 is brighter, cheerier. I don't think it feels like a Fallout game because Fallout isn't cheerful. But even as the guy, who made the game, who was in the production team for it, one of the small number of big tops, Tim Kaine, I've listened to him talk about various things, and there is lore drift. You can't help lore drift. I mean, even people that do stuff, and even myself working on my settings that I've had, there's lore drift. Now, what I do is try to incorporate lore drift and make it part of a changing, living part of the background, where if this was the original thought and it's this, now, well, it's a change through time. I got plenty of things in my settings where it starts off this way, and off in the future, I just say, well, 10 years from now, this is how it is. You know, it starts this way, it is that way. Things change, and part of a living, breathing world is to have things set in motion where the way I like to think of it is you have some things wrap up that started before your book or story started. And then you start things and you have some of them wrap up, and others you start and they wrap up after your story or book. If your story is just completely and thoroughly self-contained, then it's not connected to anything at all. So I like to think of these little things. If I can, one day when I remember, because I like, well, that wasn't a coherent sentence. If one day I remember, because I like to share the things I think of, one of the things, and I've talked about this way in the past, I like to do with characters, situations, and such, is have somebody who's a part of it, like especially if they're a character, monologue about the situation. So I can see how some characters feel. I can see how characters would feel about a situation if they talk about it. Now, some of the things I've had are just situations where they wouldn't be monologuing, they're talking to others, or they're just thinking about a situation. One of the goofy things I thought of was like, way back when I was 19-ish or right in that range, I'd written a story about a vampire where, just because I was goofy back then, one of the apartments in his apartment building had been rented out to just rats. That was the rats room. And so I was trying to think of that further today, not today, yesterday, when I went out on walkies, about what the rat room would be like, and, you know, how they'd pay rent, and, you know, how clean they were. So it would have to be this person with, like, you know, he's like, yeah, that's where the rats are. I mean, they pay their rent on time. They keep the place clean in there. But there's always rats coming and going. You know, and then one day there's a scratching on the door, and there's a rat out there. And after the squeaking and following, he finds out he's been invited to come in and watch TV. So he sits on the sofa, and there's drinks and pizza with rats everywhere, and, you know, they're on his shoulders or sitting on his laps as they his lap as they watch TV, because that's the rats room. Past that, haven't done much. I mean, I have been watching videos because that's really all I can do in here with my computer the way it is. There's not a lot of the things I used to be able to do that I can fill up with things anymore. It barely plays games. I can't edit video, but I can watch videos. So when I'm in here, I don't do much. I'm trying to do my board games and video game stuff. Board games and solo RPG stuff. But dealing with also appointments, stuff on my mind, physical issues still with my knee, it makes it a little more difficult to get this stuff out, and that bugs me, but there's nothing I can do about it, really. One thing I am happy about is I have been feeling the positive effects of the bupropion/Wellbutrin, both in mood, finally, and also I have been able to make connections and remember some things that I have not. I've been able to lately feel the difference now between unmedicated and medicated ADHD. And even though this is just small stuff, I have been able to, just this morning, make a whole bunch of connections and remember a whole bunch of little things that I wouldn't have been able to do even just a week ago. So thank goodness for medication. Yeah, I'm picking at the bottom of my arm because I'm a human being and I have an arm. So thumbs up. That's what I'm doing down here while I'm talking. Thumbs up. Anyway, though, I'm just going to wrap this up. I'm going to edit, I'm going to render, I'm going to upload, and uploading. This only is going to be a little bit over a gigabyte, and it's going to take over an hour to upload. My uploads are capped at 3.9 megabits per second up. It's not my computer's problems. It's every computer I use on my account does this. I'm looking at my labels again instead of the camera. Does this because I pay 65 bucks a month for my internet, and for 65 bucks a month, they cap the upload at 3.9. Luckily, the downloads are pretty good. I can sometimes get 50 megabits, megabits per second download. Or megabytes, whichever the heck it is. It's usually megabits if it's Mbps. But still, I mean, it's not a great difference, but it adds up. A megabit is just 1,000, but a megabyte is 1,024. And so when you measure them differently, this one is going to add up slower than this one. But this is what they're actually dealing with, so it's fun. But anyway, point being, if I wanted to pay more money, I could upload faster. And since it takes me about an hour or more to upload a gigabyte, I just may have to end up getting another bump. Getting a bump, paying for more than just the lowest tier of internet, just so I don't lose my mind from uploading. Because I may be medicated for my ADHD, but that only takes off the bare edges of it. I still lose my mind from boredom while this thing is uploading. And it's my tablet uploading and not my computer. So, yay. Anyway, though, if you are a Patreon patron, I already thanked you at the beginning of the video. You are beautiful and awesome anyway, though, so look in the mirror. You're looking at someone who is indeed beautiful and awesome. If you are somebody who's left me a comment, thumbs up and thank you so much. I have not today been able to answer as many as I would like. Got so much on my mind, it's driving me nuts. I do my best, though, so thank you so very much. The the comments that YouTube shows me, because it doesn't show all of them to me, but the ones that it shows me, I read, appreciate, thumbs up, and heart. Thank you so much. You are all beautiful and awesome as well. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. Get my hand where you all can see it there. A very good thing. Not like I'm going to edit anything. I mean, I'm going to edit, just not much. Life is life, though. I hope your day is wonderful and awesome. That would be a very beautiful thing, wouldn't it?